Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you, God. Um, this is something I will always say, and I need to say every time I make a video. As a target individual, uh, it's easy to get lost into whatever things they're doing to us. Let me repeat what a target individual is. A target individual is a TI. We're a human subject, we're test subjects. And governmental entities, when I say governmental entities, obviously I'm saying the Department of Defense and U.S. intelligence like CIA are utilizing this technology that is extremely sophisticated, and using human subjects as test subjects, not even test subjects, but as subjects that are used to develop this technology. And you have to be strong in knowing who you are and stay in a state of reality. Because another thing that they do is they surround the target individual, the subject, with people who try to create this fantasy and create a false reality. And this false reality, you cannot fall into it. They want you to believe that this is anything but this large government doing these things to people. And they do whatever disorienting things they have to do, whatever confusion they try to apply onto you for you to not see things for what they truly are. And for me, it's been disturbing, but I'm so thankful to God that I heard the testimonials. I heard I've seen the articles. I've seen, to put things back in perspective, to see these bottom feeders. This is what I call them, bottom feeders. Those are just the nobodies that the government contracts, and they implement these tactics. And they want you to see them in these fantasy ways they put themselves together. In the way they have created this facade, they try to play these fierce individuals when they are the cowards of this earth, this cowardice on earth. But these people have reached a level, there's a level of cowardice that these people, you don't understand. When you see them in person, and you see the humiliation of reality, but when they speak to you, because this technology has this ability, especially with V2K, you can hear this projected interaction, voices, where this individual via voice to skull can talk to you remotely. And when they talk to you, the way they make themselves sound, the characters that they've created, the reality that they put together, it is delusional. Now, the horrible things that are going to happen to you are going to happen to you, but these bottom feeders don't want to be seen, because when they try to do that in person, you look at them, you're like, you think I forgot what you're part of? You think I'm going to let you escape into this fantasy? The shame is immediate. You see them looking away. What happened to all your badassness? The fierceness that you had when you were interacting via V2K. It disappeared, because I'm seeing you for what you're part of what you're involved in. They are disgusting trash. I mean, you see all kinds of people. This program has done horrible things to men, to women, and to children. And these people are involved in that program. Target individuals do not see this as anything else. They have this facade and try to create these fantasies like, now we're here to revenge. These bottom feeders have been torturing children, have been raping women, and done horrible things. Horrible. They are involved in the program that does these horrible things. But in their state of just isolation and fatigue, and they try to make themselves believe that now we're this fun fatale. First of all, with me, I've been validated. But the people putting me in this program, I've been put in this program as a test subject, but a very, very, very conservative organization. They have done things that these bottom feeders who present themselves in whatever fierceness they are would not even want to be seen by. They wouldn't even want to. They have been humiliated by reality. As I'm speaking right now, their job is to counter what I'm saying, because reality is not what they want to be in. They are doing everything possible to disorient me into stopping to say what I'm saying. Because you're going to hear the testimony of what they do. I heard this trash like, now you're paying now. You know what they're doing to women? Do you know what they do to children? This is a trash involved in a program that you're going to hear what they do to women, then to children. But her fierceness is remote. You see her in person. You see this quote-unquote daring person. Cowardness on a millionth. On a level that you cannot understand, because she knows that I know they torture children and women. The rapes, the suffocation, the agony of those tortures, I've heard them. And they know that when we see each other, I'm seeing and I'm thinking about all these horrible things. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but people who are involved in anything that does this thing to women or children want you to think that they are here avenging. They're deluded. You know, they, for example, say, now we do this for corny, for brainy, now you pay for it. You will destroy brainy or corny in ways that are so disturbing, so destructive, and you're involved in this. They are trash, and they are contracted to be the trash, but they wanted to do these things in the little fantasy of reality. The torture they've done to not only women and men, but children are things that you can understand. You understand they are a threat to children. They have children and everything, but they will do that to a child. They will hurt them in ways that you can't comprehend. Sexually tortured children. But in the fierceness, when they interact with you via V2K, oh man. You would think that these people are some like Kill Bill, and you see them in person, this cowardness, you can smell the shamefulness. You wanted to delude yourself. I see what, you're just a weak bottom feeder. I can see a mile away. And it's not only just about, because there's all kind of people. There's people like them, they're basically children. This, you see them, you're like, no respect. You're like, come on. You think I'm gonna subscribe to you? As I'm saying, they're like black girls. I was explaining what they try to do. Look, you think this manipulation, you're gonna make me subscribe to this? Do you not see yourself? Like, I wonder if how did they not conscious of like what they appear to look like? You don't look sketchy at all. In your mind, when you see that, I'm looking at you, it's like, yeah, these people are obviously investigating. Look at them. They are analyzing me. They're delusional. These people, the people like them, and there's people who have done more, you know, older individual who've perhaps like have executive job and still involved in like, you see them like, you can't even be on camera. Now I'm better than you. You who have accomplished so much more than what I've accomplished. Look at you now. The humiliation. Now you have people like that you hype up because they're the one doing the most retarded manipulation, not even retarded gaslighting. Right now, I hear this childlike person say, "You like black girls?" I go, bottom feeder. One thing is for sure: the validation of what they do to target individuals in regard to pedophilia type of torture, it's been so well said. It's so well recorded. So when you hear these bottom feeders say, "You like black," yeah, it's true, and you protect children. You're a top analyst. Targeting individuals, these bottom feeders have chosen an easy way. It's very easy to do what they do. Look at you. We're not talking about geniuses. We're not talking about anybody can partake. And the partaking is doing some of the most terrible things to people, but at the most easiest way. The simplest way to torture people. They do that. And they can create thoughts and responses that are disgusting. The reason why this trash a black girl is because when I see a black girl, they can make me have a perception or sexual stimulation or sensation that is manipulated onto you, and like, you see black girl, we mapped it. Black little girls. No, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. Black. This dumb. No, sorry, let me repeat that. These people. Now you see, we looked at it. I was like, no, this technology has the ability to manipulate and they rewire your brain to get nasty reactions, and then they gaslight you. It's like, oh, black girl, you like little girls. It's like, yes, you are forcing me to get a reaction toward your little girls. You nasty bottom feeders. And then you gaslight people into making them accept these manipulations. These people are very pedophilia centric. Like I said, it's obvious that the people running this program, I know this bottom feeders say black girls. No. Their job is to agitate you. The entities that run this program, DOD, Department of Defense, for sure, is involved in this. And guess what? Guess who's protecting children so much? So much. Yes. They're protecting children so much that the Department of Defense is ranked top tier in regards to sharing child pornography on the Department of Defense network. They care so much about children in this way. Just like this is how they care about children. I'd rather die in every ways. Now, when it's been validated, they do the pedophilia type of torture, then they try to be like, no, we're doing that to you because you paid for what you've done. For this person, for Brittany, for Courtney, And I'm like, you guys think I'm going to let you think that I don't know what will happen to Courtney, to Brittany, if she's put in this program? The horrible things that you hear about what they do. But in their mind, they try to trick themselves, and they want you to stop thinking this logical way. Stop thinking that us who are involved in the program, that these horrible things to even babies, and do this terrible torture and destruction that you heard so much of from different target individuals. That you've been validated that they manipulate the brain. That you understand that that you've even been validated that the Department of Defense has such a problem with pedophilia. Stop thinking about all of that. Listen to the noise campaign that we're making. It's you. No, matter of fact, even if it's not you, we're making you there because what you've done to Brittany Courtney. And forget that we're torturing women all around the world in ways that are so disgusting. That we're frying them, we're burning them. The delusionality of these people wanting you to accept is part of their job. And they have to be consistent and persistent in trying to get you to not think in a rational way. It's their job. It's so nasty what I'm experiencing today. And I have a single task, is when they make you experience this thing, they have to sell this as if I'm experiencing that naturally. As if they're not doing anything for me to experience this, to perceive things in these ways. That is their job right now on earth or in their heaven. Because what they're saying is, they're going to frame me. And once I'm going to be framed, I'm going to be tortured, I'm going to be raped, they're going to do that, you're going to die in hell. And I heard this man saying that, who could barely be seen. Because I have so much. Not because he's intimidated by me. No, my body is destroyed. It's because I have so much validation of what they're part of this heaven of theirs, of this paradise of theirs. I've seen so much validation and the cowardice and the foulness of what they truly are. In every way, it's like God, it's like something just been, it's like everything that they need to see to know, like, yo, better, okay. It's been like that. Listen to your coworkers. Their job is to agitate me like children. That's the first sign. Second, the testimony, which one you want to hear? What's rape and suffocation and burning and what you want to hear? Choose. Whose testimony do you want to hear? Oh, these manipulations. Oh, whose pedophilia type of torture validation do you need to hear from? Knowing that, saying that I know you do that. Oh, by the way, you who is mapping, yo, really? Do you want to hear the mappers? The network of mappers? The top tier network of mappers? Nah. Oh, maybe this is like a woke, progressive, femme fatale group of people, right? This daring, radical group who can say Roy Moore. Oh, by the way, this organization that put me in this program, oh yeah, this year they're gonna spend some good money too. Go on Open Secrets. You see where they're gonna rank. They're gonna be also on top tier. Top tier, very top tier. In every way they've been, it's just like, it's like stop diluting, stop, nope. In every ways they've been humiliated by reality. Every ways. It's just, so that is provoking to them. Them who sold their own children to these pedophiles, they talk about how they're gonna frame me by implanting child porn. In 2018, the department network was ranked top 19 out of 2,900 for having so much child porn being shared. Those are the entities running this program. These bottom feeders are like, oh, we're gonna implant child porn on your computer. But when we do it, we're fierce. Them working for an entities where problem with child porn is huge. It's like, no, but and they have this facade, this delusional trash. Try to be fierce in this nastiness, bunch of pedophiles. It's so they had this bill. The sole bill. Let me repeat this before you hear that. This bill was to help stop employee at the DOD to stop them from using the department. Let me repeat that. Stopping the Department of Defense employee. Stop using specifically the Department of Defense network to share child pornography. They're not saying stop using whatever network, just don't use the Department of Defense network. Literally saying, you don't, like, please, employees at the Department of Defense, stop using the Department of Defense network to do these things. They're not saying, hey, in your personal time, stop doing that. No, they're concerned about using the Department of Defense network. It is so disturbing. And this trash then try to be fierce, like, no, we're gonna dare to plant child porn. It's like, you bunch of pedos. That's, of course, you're there. You guys are ranked top tier for having so much child porn. Oh, I can only imagine the level of accessibility of child porn you guys have. You nasty bottom feeders. And they said they're gonna implant it on my computers.
Has come under investigation.
Listen to this.
For links to the proliferation of graphic material called Project Flicker, some 5,000 individuals have been identified as having subscriptions to child porn sites, including many DoD-affiliated persons. So this ongoing national investigation has now prompted the House to introduce a bipartisan bill that would help the DoD stop the use of its network to, quote, possess, procure, or produce child pornography. Joining us to this.
Stop from downloading child porn, producing it, and access it using the Department of Defense. That's the bill, because they were ranked top 19 out of 2,900 for so much child porn being shared. In my brain, like, no, you are checked. They talk about this person in 2014 I followed on Snapchat thinking she was an adult. You see, that's proof. What? That's proof. That's proof that you guys have a lot of pedophiles in these agencies. And they're not following somebody who looks like an adult and thinking they're an adult. These people will live off nothing because what these pedophiles give to them, the empowerment they've given to this trash, is magical. But listen to what they do when they try to play this femme fatale and go into the little disorienting scripts. Listen to what they do to women.
Experiences, including my reactions and responses, rocking, swaying, jolts. The torture was. They also often forced vaginal all over my knees and hands when hitting the hard floor. Then once on the floor, I would be attacked so severely, nearly to the point of passing out and rolling my eyes to the back of my head in such excruciating agony for many, many hours on a regular, nearly daily basis. The nature and level of extreme torture I have experienced for the past 3 years is simply indescribable. Not even the video recordings could truly capture the internal experience, especially when the torture involves both physical and mental psychological factors and the direct manipulation of my internal experiences, including my reactions and responses to the torture. The Polish Minister of Defense later retracted all his statements, denying the existence of electronic assault crimes. The nature of the torture I have been experiencing has been highly sexual in nature and highly perverted, involving many combinations of sensory and motor manipulation of my mind and body, and of the people around me. This includes many different types of zaps to varying degrees to the genitals, butt, anus, and the entire pelvic area. This also includes many kinds of movements, such as the rocking, swaying, jolting, vibrating, and shaking of my entire body or various body parts, specifically in a sexual way. The severe vibration is a highly noxious stimuli and is very intolerable. They sometimes do pulses or throbbing sensations on the genitals too, etc. There are also body movements such as rocking my pelvic area back and forth, repeated rubbing sensations, the sensation of something going up my crotch and in and out, etc. They also often force vaginal discharges and zap my genitals at the same time. These sexual assaults are present throughout the day, every day, and anytime I am awakened at night, every night. They range from mild to extreme, but usually involve daily and nightly continuous assaults for the past 3 years now. When severe, the zaps to the genitals feel as though someone is electrocuting my genitals repeatedly. I also often see highly disturbing pornographic images and videos, including highly disturbing pedophilia type of images and videos when I close my eyes. It also includes videos of violence and grotesque figures, and sometimes numbers and other symbols used to threaten torture. This forces me to open my eyes, even when I'm so sleep deprived. I experience frequent, severe forced movements of my eyeballs side to side, up and down, and bulging in and out. The forced eyeball movements are very often extreme, and I experience it often for many hours at a time, particularly through the night, nearly every night. This is often combined with other forms of torture. They also inflict forced biting, where they make me bite my hands and arms forcefully, leaving severe bite marks and bruises. I sometimes have to sleep with 2 pairs of gloves on my hands to help prevent the severe, painful bite marks and bruising. They are horribly violent, and they often threaten more extreme forms of violence. One of the things that the V2K repeats often is, "We only get worse." They also often zap my genitals very forcefully, while at the same time forcing repeated, strong, painful muscle contractions all over my body that are very exhausting, so that it feels as though I ran a marathon through the night instead of sleeping. This is one of the reasons why I have not been able to exercise since this level of torture started in August of 2015, when I was previously very physically active and fit. The chronic severe sleep deprivation plus so much torture day and night has completely exhausted me and debilitated my...
So you see, as I was saying that, they'll tell me, no, it's rape. People involved in these horrible things that you just heard, then try to make me think of whatever thing they want me to think, and try to pretend that they care. For example, this corny, this back and forth, and it's like, what was it? Listen, I know that her life is not being destroyed, and I don't even think I'm a speck of any thought in her life. I have not changed her life in any ways or anyhow. And I would be so happy if I ever could see her. I would be so happy, because I could never let people that are involved in what you just heard. You heard the horrible things they do to women. You heard how disgusting. There's so many of that kind of torture. The agony of they're involved in this, and they want to speak for Courtney, a woman they will torture like this, and because I can never see her, because I don't know, they can speak and pretend like, no, yeah, that was the you're involved. You who involved in this can never talk to me about Courtney. Matter of fact, do not put Courtney in your. Don't even say her name, because I know what you would do to her if she's put in the program. Because it doesn't take much to be put in this program. It can be as random as them looking for new sample and new subjects. They need test subjects. That's why they're torturing women like this. So you're involved in that, and you want me to be like, oh, you care about Courtney? You're here to avenge, involved in this delusional shit. Now I know what is going to happen to me. It's going to happen to me because I'm a target individual. I'm a test subject, and so there's nothing I can do. The government is running this. Not some wannabe fantasizer over there. They try to disorient me as this is happening to me. Their job is to agitate you, to confuse you, and make you forget the reality of what you just heard. That they will frighten and torture women in ways that's unbelievable. They're torturing them in so many fashion. Can you imagine being in this program like, now you paid for what you did? What? Don't even say her name. She's probably living her best life, doing whatever she needs to do with her family. While this woman is done. It's so over, like you're saying. That's why I cannot let these people live in any fantasy. They do horrible things. You know, there's another woman. Her name is Brittany. I'm making that name. Thankfully, I was able to talk to her. I literally ended up talking to this person. I think it was 11 years since I talked to her before that. Let me see. And I'm being careful to not look because I'm sending her message in 2021. I'm like, hi, Brittany. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you remember me. Last time we talked was 11 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. I do remember you. How are you? Been good. How about you? You have a beautiful family. Thank you. They are great. We are just living our best life. LOL. Last time we talked, it was at your gate together, at your apartment, and now we're serious people with families. Right? No more crazy party girl. Life has sure had changed. Ha ha ha. Well, it's really good to see you living your best life with your family. You heard the testimony of this woman. These pieces of shit are like, no, we're doing that for this person. You will destroy her and her family. This is the reality. You have to always remember, these people are not, they are trying to present themselves in this false reality. What they've done to women is just unspeakable. You heard this nastiness. Can you imagine being part of that and they're like, no, we are at war. That's why, no, you're not at war. Cowards like you will never be at war. Torturing this woman is not war. This is what cowards low life do. And that's what you're part of. Are you at war with reality? Yes, that's what truly, that is true. You are maybe in a war with reality. We're guinea pigs. We're test subjects. And they're implementing this technology onto us that can do so much to us. One thing that's just nasty is the pedophilia type of torture. They do this pedophilia type of tormenting. You heard her even in some of her, like this is not even what she really specify the pedophilia type of torture, but she said that even in her dreams they do these nasty things, which they've done to me a lot. They, especially early on, to condition my brain, they would train my brain to have like disgusting, to train my brain in this way, they would make me have like a lot of dreams that are pedophilia-centric, nasty. These people that you heard have problem with pedophilia. And then they say this thing, when they do this pedophilia type of torture, they then try to make me think, oh no, we are mapping you, making your brain be the brain you used to have when you were a kid. It was there all along, we're just bringing that up. Matter of fact, yesterday I was watching this thing. These people, they have no shame. They have no shame. There was this man who said when he was like 2, 3 years old, he started speaking Portuguese or something like that. And then when he was 11, he was dreaming and he was able to speak Portuguese in his dream or something like that. It seems like, so, and they're like, no, it's the same with you. That's how you felt when you were a kid. What we're doing, we're bringing that up. It was there all along. We're motherfucking retards. Listen to what they do. It's the way they want you to start thinking.
It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind. But he thought of pet. Like, this disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I didn't want to talk about.
Listen to
this.
It
is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind.
Putting thoughts of pedophilia.
This disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I didn't want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my surroundings or whatever they're doing. I don't know how they do it. I don't care. I don't know if it's through weapons. I don't.
In my surrounding mapping. Do you understand how stupid it is? You get validation that they do this pedophilia type of torture. Listen to even this.
Referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted drip.
It doesn't end there. Listen to this.
This is a common break. Examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds, and vice versa.
Almost all. This is a survey surveying 1,000 or so people who are target individual. But like, no, but you see, you know what? Just like this, it was in you when you were a kid, and it was like, first of all, you're a retard. You're saying that you're making my brain be a sorry for using that language. I don't shouldn't even call them that. They are gaslighting, right? But having to dumb themselves down. So you want me to process this like this? You are making me have the same brain of a child's brain. A brain of somebody who's not mentally developed, who's still mentally growing up. That's what you're saying. Do you understand? The reason why this person didn't stop learning the language is because he went somewhere else where the language is now no longer spoken. This nastiness, this pedophilia thing is something that you have all the time. It's not it's stupidity. But they're saying, no, what we're doing, in your brain when you're a kid, you were like that. So what we're doing, we're bringing your child brain back up. Your child developing brain. This is what these people fail pedophiles. If you're looking for pedophiles, you work for them. And so they're forcing me to get this nasty stimulation. Like, no, but don't you feel like that when you're a kid? What? Can you imagine I'm looking at a grown 30-something-year-old. I make him or her experience something, and this is not something they will experience naturally. But I'm like, hey, when you were 13 years old, you felt like that. When you're 14, you felt like that. When you were 9 years old, you felt like that. This person is like 37 years old. They'll look at you like, what? When I was what? I'm a grown man. I'm a grown woman. What do you mean? I have children that age. And then they use these retards who have no self-respect. That's their job. Shamelessness is needed. It's disgraceful and shameful. And that's what they need. While working for entities where pedophilia is so nasty. Like, they have so much problem with pedophilia. Because you heard this. They manipulate your brain this way. It's not even me when I was a child. It's what they're making me experience today as an adult. And then even go into my memories in my childhood and change that. But you understand in first place, the logic they want you to go with that is on its own is stupid. Imagine for them, the most logical way they want you to start thinking of things is, no, we are making you think like a child. That's how you thought when you were a child. So you want me to like let you go with this like that? So right when you say that, when you spoke that out loud, when you say that, did you feel like your brain just went back, your intellect just went backward a little bit? And then that's when they get mad. Oh, they're gonna torture you. They're gonna do this. It's like no. Just stop for a second. When you said that, did you feel yourself going backwards? Did you feel a sense of retardation happening? When you try to make me think that the way I'm being forced to think right now is you guys making my brain be like a child again. Did you feel yourself going backward? Because this is the logic that you want me to go with. That is the strong point. That's your strong logic. This is them trying to say that this is what we're doing. And that is not even true. Because even when I was a child, this is not what I experienced. I didn't look at child through stimulation. Of course, I know they manipulate me and they stimulate me this ways. But the reason they're saying that is because when I was in middle school, I did this dumb thing. This stupid thing of a child, impulsiveness that never happened again, to show how a child is capable of doing things. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see. These are kids. When I was at that age, in 8th grade, I did some stupid thing, an impulsive thing of a child. Never done it again. But they're like, no, but you see what? It's like, this is a kid who did something stupid and it was impulsive. Never happened again. Now what they try to do, they're making me have this experience they make me have today and implanting in my memories in my childhood. It's like, you see, we mapped it. While this trash out here, they try to stop them from using the Department of Defense network to share, download, and produce child porn. Because they do this pedophilia type of torture is a tactic they've been using to break people down. These people do nasty things, inclusive of torturing children. Listen to what they do to children. They've done so much horrible things.
I am currently a speech-language pathologist working in private practice with young children. I had a 7-year-old client who has autism, and she was the most significantly affected of all of my clients. I eventually had to tell this client to go to another clinic, and they used her to threaten the most torture in me as well as their most extreme forms of torture. For several months, she would cry and scream horribly during our therapy sessions despite having a great day at school. This was highly unusual behavior for her, as she usually behaved very well during her therapy sessions and had been making incredible progress on all of her therapy goals. This was used to threaten extreme torture on me, making me scream and cry, etc. They would make the kids act out the kinds of torture that would later be done on me. For example, they would also sometimes make her bite her hand, threatening to make me bite my hands, as they often do. One day, she had a large, severe bite mark on her arm. She has also grabbed her crotch, saying, "Ow," and this was used to threaten me with severe sexual torture. One day, I also observed her gasping for air a few times in the same way that I do when I am being more severely suffocated. The suffocation had been in a mild state for a while up until this point. Many of their torture methods are cyclical in severity. Right after I saw this child being suffocated, then I began to experience very extreme suffocation all day, every day, for about 2 months straight, and that's also when they made it worse when I eat. Then I also work with a 4-year-old little girl with Down syndrome, as well as her 5-year-old sister who also has Down syndrome. I observed both of these girls suddenly grabbing their genitals in pain and verbalizing, "Ow." I observed this at least on one or...
sexually torturing children, toddlers, harming these babies in sexual ways using defense technology. Today, when they say, oh, this little girls, oh, we map, for example, I was scrolling down my YouTube, and they do these pedophilia things nonstop. There's this adorable little girl in some just YouTube thing. Let me see if I can pull it up. And they want you to identify with the things they make you experience. I don't see it. I took a screenshot. This is this baby. It's not. But something like that will happen. And it's like these little kids. And they'll do these nasty feelings and stimulation. I'm doing that on camera, but I'm experiencing some nasty things when I see this. But that's the things they do. This little baby, like adorable little baby, is like, and now they're forcing me to get stimulations. Like, no, but you felt like that when you were a kid. No, I didn't. And I'm not a kid. The reason why I'm feeling like this is because you're forcing me to experience nasty things. It's so nasty. This is just happening right now, but it happened before. Let me see. They were trying to make me look at this kid's even chest area. Like, where's there? Because they can manipulate the thoughts and the brain and manipulate the brain this way. And then they send these retards, this trash, who try to make you acceptive of these manipulations. Their job is to not only manipulate you. So when you hear this, when they do these things,
of torture. They coordinate the voices and thought manipulation with the physical torture, so that everything is highly synchronized in real time. They can see everything in my environment before I can, and if something is hidden out of my sight, they can tell me where it is. V2K, or voice to skull. This involves the projection of voices, noises, and music directly into my mind to communicate with me in real time, and at the speed of thought. And it also includes the manipulation of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions in the person's mind.
You hear? So they have you manipulate you to have all this kind of disturbing thoughts. For example, with this kid, they made me look at this kid's chest. There's nothing to see. But the reason they did that is because they want me to start perceiving that in different sexual ways. And they can manipulate you in this, and then they have these people like her. Like them, sorry. And even speaking right now it's not easy because I'm struggling because the battle in my brain is like they controlling my speech. You can hear how struggling, how hard it is for me to speak. It's because they're doing things to my brain, making it hard for me to speak. And you have people like them who are, just typical perps, whose job is to try to get you to accept this manipulation. When they make you look at these kids in this way, they're like, oh, no, it's trying. The manipulation consists of also the libido. They can start playing with your libido, giving you sexual arousal whenever they want. And like, no, you see, we mapped it. Whatever bullshit they say, whatever BS things they say, excuse my language. They can make me have this.
Any part of the body. This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal or...
So they play with your sexual arousals whenever, and you guessed it, it's going to be pedophilia-centric. And be like, oh, in the noise campaign, people are slamming the door, people are doing all kind of... And it's all supposed to make you identify with this nastiness. Whatever is going to happen to me, this is why I need to start with thank you, God. Because these people have continuously tried to break me down, have continuously tried to push me into accepting these things. But what I've been seeing, what I'm able to see, is how validated I've been. Thank you, God, that I didn't have to live this shameful, disgraceful life that they're living. I know it is easy, it's empowering, and it's not lonely. They're not doing that alone. There's a bunch of people hyping them up, involved. They deal with the best. Like they have I'm sure there's financial incentives that are great. So when you look at everything above, like the shallow aspect of it, you're like, oh wow. Like but deep inside, it's so disgustingly shameful and disgraceful, and cowardly, and nasty. They truly have to become childlike, coward, low lives. Opening the door, we are, and slamming the door. Like that's the life I could have lived. I could have lived that life. I could have been like this. Delusional trash. And then when they try to become like, oh no, but we are this group of femme fatale, feminists, we are this group, like you are not. You're not. You are this massive government that you're this.
You're born where Satan's, satanic ritual abuse, and I've heard all these stories. One guy believed it was some 14-year-old kid with an Xbox that lived next door. The trickery really is that great when you're under hypnosis that people will believe something other than a massive government could do that.
This is what they are. Oh, when it comes to like the gender, thinking gender provides them this as every time I'm looking this, like I donated money to this family that lost their a father to a 2-year-old child, and I have that picture here because the father died because of a mass shooter who was a TI who ended up killing 18. It was the largest mass shooting of 2023, the 10th in the United States history. Every time I look at her, this little baby, a very adorable little baby with her father, every time they try to create some kind of disgusting, disturbing manipulations. But I deal with it because I know that these people are involved in a program that have pushed the men to kill so many people. And this has impacted not only this man who lost his mind, the people who died, but their children and their family. These people are low lives. But when they try to present themselves as this like femme fatale, fierce woman, like trash, your gender doesn't stop the reality of what you're part of. Matter of fact, a lot of women as target individual have said there's a lot of females involved in this. What kind of...
But I was going to be shot in the face, and it was an older guy. He was like really, really disgruntled and pissed off. Yeah, he should have shot in the face. It felt like an angry ass old person. Then a couple of days later, a female said the same thing. Well, he shot in the face. Stupid shit like that. But what I really noticed is, with the Voice of Skull, it's a bunch of females. And I'm like, bro, really? You're not a woman. What real woman would stop?
This is the reality. So the way I'm being disoriented and the way they try to counter what I'm saying is because they're going to frame me. Like I said, the frame consists of either, that's what they're saying, child porn is going to be plenty. They're going to be daring. This femme fatale is going to be daring, working for the DOD entities, daring to implant child porn on my computers, coming from places where child porn is such an issue that they've tried to do things about it. Let me repeat, they try to do something about the problem with the DOD network sharing child pornography, and these brave, daring women are going to implant child porn. They're going to sell their kids to these pedophiles, meaning that they're going to coerce their own children or some child-like individual to say that I did something to them, to create this like BS frame where they're going to say that I was with this person who's a child, and whatever. It's like basically have a child say that did something to them, that, and they're making things happen that I don't know. Or they're gonna implant drugs or guns in my place. And then because of what they're gonna do, I'm gonna be sent to jail, and because of the frame, whatever horrible things are gonna happen to me. I'm like, whatever is gonna happen to me, I'm thankful today to God that my life is not what these people do. I'm thankful. The humiliation of reality is too much. Yesterday, last night, it's funny, the way they tortured me while trying to create this false reality. It's just, it's delusional. I remember when I moved to New York, I moved with this group of people. And I remember like the second or third night, we decided to drink, me and this roommate, she was a perp. And I wasn't doing well because we were drinking like whiskey or something like that, and I would get sick quickly. I would throw up a lot. And so I noticed myself like, I'm going to throw up if I continue to drink, but I don't want to waste this alcohol. This person in front of me, she drinks, and if, like, she could drink me out of the table like so easily. She can drink so much more than me. You can see she wasn't even bothered. While me, I was struggling internally. I was trying to maintain. But I was like, man, if I drink this drink, I'm going to throw up in 2 minutes. And so I don't want to be seen like throwing up. I don't want to look like that. So I decided to whatever drink I have, put it in her cup. And like, now you're trying to get her drunk. We had a whole bottle. Why would I use my own cup? Why would I not just take it from the bottle and she was like, she could have drank all of that and be okay. I was that close to throwing up. And it's just like, no, it's like, you see, it's like, please. And then she come and she's a perp. She's like, oh, I was like, oh, get out of here. So frustrated. But they live this fantasy. They live this fantasy and create these stories and then make themselves believe that there's something else and then bring up whatever they can to try to vilify you. I'm not perfect, but I know I'm talking to people involved in these things. These horrible things that you just heard. There's just a quick sample. There's a lot more than that. So, thank you, God. But give me strength because they've been embarrassed. Now here they're like, yo, we're gonna win. It's like, win what? There's nothing to win. There's nothing to lose. I'm gonna endure. Well, there's something to lose, but you already lost that. But when you talk about winning, whatever's gonna happen to me is gonna happen to me because I'm a target individual. There's nothing I truly can do about it. This is government entities doing these things to me. Of course, a civilian with very minimal resources will be destroyed. So, for this destruction, God give me strength. I understand I'm going to be alone, but I'm thankful that I'm alone than being involved where there's a lot of people doing these nasty things. I'd rather be alone in this horrible misery than with a bunch of people doing this nasty foulness, comforting each other because they're doing these terrible things. Death comes to all of us. We're all going to die alone. Death is for one to you experience. You don't die with your friend. They don't go, like, death is not like, oh, they're not going to die for you. You die, that's it. Even if it's this person next to you dies, your death is for you to experience. So God give me strength for these terrible, horrible things I'm going to go through. But I'm so thankful that before that happened, I got to see things for what they are.